OverSoul Overland. This is the story of a man who has found a new hobby. Amid the torrent of options in life, sometimes being dedicated to one thing, that is a trial in and of itself. To build beauty in a place where there is none, to seek in the places that are lost to the mind, to find home in a place you're just passing through. For this wanderer, sauntering on into the sunset, digging deeper within myself to find the things that are needed and essential, to realize personal truth and spiritual revelation. This is OverSoul Overland. It's not just me out there. On some of my adventures, you'll see parts of my beautiful family. From my brother to my fiancée, soon-to-be wife, or maybe just some good friends who've tagged along for an adventure. This is by no means an expert channel, nor a catch-all for all things spiritual wisdom or ASMR. This is a hobby, a hobbyist doing what he enjoys. In a world that's rapidly changing, where there's stressors all around, I've chose to embrace the beauty of God's creation, to seek the mountains that crawl towards heaven, to watch the trees dance in the wind, to see fog that just becomes a veil all around you, a shroud of comfort and silence, to process the happenings of every sermon and every message and every prayer, and to recant all the moments where I could have been greater. OverSoul Overland is about the journey within, expressed through the journey we take throughout this beautiful land we get to call home. But we still see locals. We've traveled to North Carolina and South Carolina and surrounding areas in search of adventure. We've broken most of our adventures down in nice, easy to find folders, so if you're curious about a specific region, we've got you covered. If you wonder any specifics on the truck, let us know in the comments. If you've enjoyed any and everything we've done, or you have some fun feedback, well, as a hobbyist, I'll be humble about it. Leave a comment. In the meantime, let's find more positive than negative. Let's seek the beauty of the moment and things to enjoy as we strive on for the eternal resting place that we all truly do long for. So in this episode, let's see where the road leads and capture our thoughts together. Enjoy this next episode of OverSoul Overland. On today's episode of OverSoul Overland, you're in for a treat, a change of pace, a nice stroll through the windy hills and mountains that we call home. And when I say we, I mean the local Tennessee Hummer group that I reached out to and joined. You'll see that everybody's cruising along the scenic pathway and is excited to get out and meet new people after a very weird year. So, enjoy the ride, and if you're curious about connecting with this group, details will be in the description below. In the meantime, relax, unwind, and enjoy the view. pretty unique part to this ride is that this was all created by a local individual. It's their first time putting together an event, and in these trying times of isolationism and caution, it was nice to see the bravery of another local individual to pursue a passion and organize something nice. So even though I'm usually a solo rider, far away in a distant land in a mountain somewhere, this was a nice change of pace. There's some genuinely kind people, and I learned a thing or two about my truck. Shout out to some of the amazing tips and tricks brought to us by Jack, and a lot of helpful information from some of the other ride-alongs and folks who tagged along. It was a great family-oriented event, and I would encourage many of you to be that change that you want to see in your local area as well. Don't be afraid to pursue your interests. More importantly, don't be afraid to reach out, connect with new people. We all need those healthy outlets and good ways to grow. To a variety of shots throughout some of my more recent pieces. Unfortunately, my faithful, soon-to-be wife was not able to accompany me on this trip, so we're stuck with the boring, old dashcam footage. Truthfully, I was so excited for the event and how well it was going that recording wasn't on the top of my list. But in the near future, we will be having another event in terrain that's a little bit more my tempo, which means, you guessed it, better footage, tours of other vehicles, and who knows, might talk somebody into tagging along on some of our more rigorous runs. In the meantime, try not to absorb yourself in the sky. as we all know with family events, there must be potty breaks. So, before turning around and continuing our adventure, we took a brief pause for the little people. congratulations. You've enjoyed a sweet drive through some of the more pedestrian parts of East Tennessee. And you've got to see a variety of rigs today. So as we pull off and get ready to say our goodbyes and go our own way, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.